Yeah. Showtime. You are live.
Here we
Boom. On the Truman Show episode, what? 468. And part number 50 with Frank. It's 50. That
Oh, we made it to
signify.
50. That's
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah, that signify it's almost a year because we do one every strong.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's
very cool. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's great. Great
Love
stuff.
that.
So today we're going to go with PT's book. Again, that's why we're here together, as always. And we're going to start with love. Love is a big P-log. P-log, you say all the time?
Yeah, P-log.
Love is a big... I'll catch it eventually. It's maybe 20 times you tell me. Yes, Yannick, it's P-log. I'll remember eventually.
Right.
So love is a big one. It's like 3 pages. Then we have falling in love, sex, a few. I think we should get probably to the male delusion. And for the females will probably be the next one because these are long stuff. So maybe, Frank, you can read, like we said, the 2 first page. Then we'll do a little reflection on what we have read. So we don't lose track of what we read, and we don't, because sometimes there could be important stuff that we might omit to reflect about. So just to prevent that. So you go ahead, Frank, with love.
Yeah.
It's on ya. You have the mic.
Let's go. Yeah, so we'll do the first 2 pages, reflection, and then we'll do the last page after that, like you said. Love. There are a lot of people running around in this mad world spewing the word love. In fact, it might be the most used word in the world, after expletives, that is. Even though the simplest observation we find that, let me start that part again. Even though the simplest observation we find that this word has been reduced to a bond, pushed vigorously by media and society, created primarily between 1, a man and a woman, lovers, 2, a woman and her child, holy mother-child relationship. We exclude father-child relationship here because it is not so celebrated. And 3, a man and a man, or a woman and a woman. Friends or gay and lesbian club take this to a lover level. Though through an honest look, one finds that all these relationships end in tears, sorrow, heartbreak. In fact, most beings end up completely disillusioned by the whole concept of love. So does true, pure, real, everlasting love exist? And if so, why do these society-okayed relationships not have it? LotusOcean answers, yes, it does exist, but can only happen between a soul and the divine super soul. The only love which makes sense. It is for something greater than yourself, something perfect, a love which can actually make one transcend all the evil of this plane. The only love which makes one evolve, as in do what love is supposed to do. All these relationships of this plane are all based on varying degrees of selfishness. Even the love for animals, country, religion, etc., is tinged with this identification selfishness, which ironically doesn't do any good for the self. Though some might argue that mother-child relationship is an exception, but it can be proven quite easily that mothers only do something for their child as they expect them to fulfill their own unfulfilled expectations and dreams.
Okay, so I'm going to do the French now, and then we'll have a deep talk about that.
Love.
L'amour, l'amour, l'amour. On dit l'amour en français. Yeah, l'amour. Il y a beaucoup de gens ici qui courent dans ce monde de fous crachant le mot amour. En fait, après les insultes, c'est peut-être le mot le plus utilisé dans le monde. Même à travers le plus simple des observations, on trouve que ce mot a été réduit à un lien poussé vigoureusement par les médias et la société. Créé principalement entre, premièrement, un homme et une femme. 2 amoureux. Une femme et son enfant. Relation sainte mère-enfant. Nous excluons la relation père-enfant ici car elle n'est pas très célébrée. Un homme et un homme ou une femme, amis, les clubs gays, lesbiennes, portent cela à un niveau inférieur. Avec un regard honnête, on trouve que toutes ces relations finissent en pleurs, sanglots, cœurs brisés. En fait, la plupart des êtres finissent par être complètement désillusionnés par tout le concept de l'amour. Donc, est-ce que le vrai amour pur, réel, éternel existe? Et si c'est le cas, pourquoi est-ce que ces relations validées par la société ne l'ont pas? LotusOcean répond, oui, cela existe, mais peut seulement arriver entre une âme et la super âme divine. Le seul amour qui a du sens, c'est pour quelque chose de mieux que soi, quelque chose de parfait. Un amour qui peut réellement faire transcender tout le mal de ce plan. Le seul amour est celui qui fait évoluer, qui fait ce que l'amour est supposé faire. Toutes ces relations de ce plan sont toutes basées sur des degrés variants d'égoïsme. Même l'amour pour des animaux, pays, religions, etc., est teinté avec des identifications égoïstes qui, ironiquement, ne contribuent pas au bien du soi, bien que certains pourraient dire que la relation mère-enfant est une exception. I got something for you for this. Mais il peut être prouvé assez facilement que les mères font des choses pour leurs enfants seulement parce qu'elles attendent d'eux qu'ils accomplissent leur attente et leurs rêves inaccomplis. I'm gonna start by the mother-child relationship. Okay, this is a big illusion that the mothers love their child, and as long as they do what they're supposed to do to fit the paradigm of the parents, there will be no issue. But as soon as you step out what the generational nonsense family stuff has created within your family, and you decide to like explore a bit a different facet of this world, the mother or the parents or the friends, or I think you start being really, and I was doing a reflection on that yesterday, and because I had the experience, I thought love was unconditional. I thought that I was always under the impression that a mother, the parents, the love for parents towards their child was unconditional, but it's not. It's all conditional. It's all, look, I lived it myself. The moment I started waking up or like looking at this world in a different way, my mother put me aside completely. She hasn't talked to me for 5 years, almost 5 years.
Yeah.
So just because of what I do, I express myself. I'm being a little bit different, not different. It's just because people are quiet and I'm vocal. So maybe that makes me different.
Yeah.
But I'm here to live like everyone. I'm here to have my share space on earth.
Yeah.
I've been sent on earth to do something. So I'm just doing something. Like I'm not saving the world or changing the world, or I'm changing my world. But that doesn't fit the parents' paradigm because they haven't changed their world or stuff. So now it's, and the whole society is so programmed towards this word love that it's for another being or an animal, or like you said, just it's something that we say so often without any real attachment to the word, because we don't even know what real love is. Like in our default state, we think love is for a woman, or like he said it in here, we said it all in his epilogue. It's not, love is for higher and divine. You should love something perfect if you want to reach that state of perfection, of perfect coherency, and that's going to be hard in the world we live in. It is possible, I'm sure, because animals do it. They are perfect fractal, perfect coherence. So we have example of perfection on this realm, An eagle is freaking perfect. A fish is perfect. A dog is perfect. All the animals are perfect. Perfect fractal, perfect coherence. They are doing what they're supposed to do. And they don't spit around the word love all day long. And they have no alphabet in their head and the calendars and all that nonsense that they program us with.
Right.
So then after, also, we have this expression, we'll see it later, that we must fall in love. It's ridiculous, isn't it, to fall in love? But that's what we are programmed with. Fall in love. Do not rise. Do not stay dormant, dead, fall. Everything that has to do with you falling and being dead, the world will celebrate it. But the moment you start lighting up your world or bringing some truth in your life and stop telling lies, because in our default state we say lies all day long. Well, you stop telling lies and you start embracing what is real and true. You're gonna make sense of the word love. Also, you're gonna realize that love is for higher and divine. You might have affection, you might appreciate love, someone's presence, or even that. I don't think there's perfect relationship. It's just two person committed to make it work. You're not gonna find the perfect person out there. That's what I told my son yesterday. Not gonna find the perfect girl. We're all so deeply fucked up and programmed that if you hope to find someone perfect, it's complete delusion.
Right.
You can find someone and you both commit to make it work. Now it's wonderful. And if you're both committed to evolve, because that's what love is for. And it's written in the word. I'm not starting something here myself today with the word love. It's written, you look at it backward, it's evolve. There's evolve in there. So love is about evolution. And you tell me you love me if you want me to evolve, if you help me evolve, if you're there for me to embrace light and love, yes, tell me you love me. But just like that, each and every day, for no rhyme or reason, or just to sound cool, I think it's just something we repeat to comfort ourselves, our nonsense that we are love being, but we're not really. We're in our default state. We're not a love being so much. So anyway, it's inside. The love is there, but it's got to be expressed. You can bottle it, and so express it in arts and different forms. You can express your love in different ways for this world. But express it for higher and divine. Like what I do with the music is an expression of myself, and it's giving thanks for life. I do this for the world to vibe on a positive vibe. It's not for me so much. It's published. But it's for love, because I have love for higher and divine. I have love for this world. Now I bring something, maybe, music, I know it's there a bit to mess our eyes sometimes, but depends what genre of music you listen to.
Right.
I listen to reggae music, which is positive and bring me to a higher vibe of love. Exactly. And that's what I like to hear also about love.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead, Frank. Tell us your opinion on love and the two first page we have read.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, this is a great epilogue, and this whole section of the book is really insightful, to allow us to see a different kind of meaning, and a meaning that maybe that really calls to our heart, because we know that it's true. We know to have real love is to have that a love for divine, a love for God. And, depending on our experiences as we are young and things like that, it's different for everybody, but, you're taught about something often, as kids, you're brought up with maybe some kind of religion, and, God made the world, and even that word sometimes isn't the best one to use, but that's just how we conceptualize that that perfection, that supreme being that is the cause of our existence here. And so we experience like little bits of beauty and joy and pleasure and all these different things in life. And that all comes from a source. And so when we experience that joy and that pleasure, like we can feel happy because we know it came from somewhere that's like this beautiful thing that is like beyond us, but we're a part of it and we're inside of it, and it's also in us to some degree. But I like how P brings out here how this idea, this concept of love is mixed in with a lot of things that don't really fit like what it can actually kind of like do for us. Because that real love, that love that we can cultivate, foster, and generate between us and the Supreme Being, that's a love that actually helps us to transform into something even more beautiful, even more connected with nature and divine, and can help us to, just metamorph into because the cool thing about divine and the beauty and the fractality there is that it's never ending, and it's continuously like unfolding like new layers of like you wouldn't even realize like how amazing divine is. You don't even realize like the fractality that's like woven into your DNA, into your body, into your beingness. And then the more that you start to come into an evolving lifestyle and the realizations and the awareness starts to rise and grow, you can see how divine is built this beautiful thing, and is in you to a certain level, and it's a very blissful and beautiful experience to start to see that real love of divine in your life. But then it's also through society, it's assigned to, like P says, a man and a woman, the mother and child relationship, or just like friends, like love between two beings that, either even family, right? Like brothers or, things like that. But the thing is that, like P says, oftentimes because people are so unsorted, these kind of relationships end up in tears, sorrow, heartbreak. Somebody's unsortedness kind of like ends up getting triggered, and then like argument, fight breaks out, or somebody rejects another person because they're not the way that you want them to be. And that's what oftentimes like relationships or what this thing that people say they love each other, but they say that as long as you're fitting their expectations, I'll say that. Oh yes, I love you, or whatever, but when you get, when a being gets too far outside of their, expectations, sometimes, that can cause a rift, and, rejection can happen, or, you don't want to identify or associate with a being anymore because of, or, like, however it can be. There's so many different, ways that story can go. But
Frank, I think it's important for them, if I can just interrupt you 2 seconds, to keep that mentality that is just for beings and animals and stuff, and to say love. Because imagine a world that suddenly realized that love is for higher and divine. The system is gone. The bad food is gone. Everything is dead here on this plane is gone.
Right.
Because now we're going to embrace higher and divine. So that means you take care of your body. So no more junk food, no more toxic shit that's all over, dairy milk and all that nonsense you see everywhere. No more of this, because people will have love for higher and divine. And we kind of forgot to mention it, but love for higher and divine is at first taking care of yourself.
Yes.
Exactly. Take care of your body. I'm not going to tell you what to do. There's a whole bunch of stuff: exercise, good habit, good eat, good food, good. But imagine if everyone is in that state that they have love for iron divine. It's finished. It's finished. The system is gone. So it's very, very important for them to keep us in that mentality that we say love, 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 love. Everything is love. We are one love and this and that. Like one love kind of makes sense now because one love for Iron Divine.
Yeah, that's the way to unify the people is, and what does that also mean? That means everybody's working on their evolution. One love, yes.
One love kind of makes sense now.
Right. It totally does. And like P says, quarrels and conflicts between beings will end whenever they're able to just focus, because there's so much work to do. There's lots of work to do for each of us as individuals. And as long as we can focus on that, then that's going to, that's going to melt away any type of, conflicts that are going on between you and another person, because you realize it's not worth it. It doesn't mean anything because it's not. Now there might be certain type of ways that you have to learn how to work with other people and their personalities or their kind of energy signatures, like certain energies in nature will repel each other, even the opposite ends of a magnet, kind of like they don't want to go together. So there are ways that we can, we don't have to like jive with every single person, but at the same time, focusing on our own evolution and refining ourselves and working to become more sorted, and really just keeping our eyes on the prize of being able to, become just a more refined and elegant version, more natural, and all these kind of things. And I love how P says too, this is something that he's spoken many times, but he says the most natural impulse for any being is to want good for themselves. Is to want well-being. And so that's one of the places that P starts with in doing our own practice. You can repeat that. I am a being and I want my well-being, because the more that we can really get locked in to that truth, the easier it is for us to become aware of the ways that we sabotage ourselves, whether it's through diet, whether it's through how we're speaking to people and how we're using our speech in our conversations. Like, is this actually supporting my well-being or is it not? In terms of, am I going to blabber on about nonsense? No, that's not supporting my well-being, because that's just getting me caught up in lies and illusion. That's going to cause me pain. I don't want that for myself, because I want good for myself. I want well-being,
So that your well-being is not just your food.
Yeah, exactly. It's multi-layered, multifaceted. But I love how, P brings it back to this foundational piece. He asked the question, so if all of these different kind of interactions, and there's some beings who, maybe there's some couples that stay married for their whole life and they really do, get along. They see the faults in each other, but at the same time, they can work with each other. But I mean, I think it's more prevalent today than ever. And, maybe it's because people are being more honest or whatever. But I mean, we know, at least what the statistics are on divorce rate and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of people who come together and they think they can make something work, and then, it blows up in their face. And that's really, it's not easy to deal with that, but at the same time, we have to be honest. We can't go on pretending, something is what it's not, and people change. And, whenever, like you were saying, something like a relationship, like a partnership kind of thing between man and woman, or two people who are going to decide to make it work with each other. That definitely has to be based in they have to have that self-commitment to evolve, because we're going to allow this fluctuation or this malleability to where, okay, I can change. There's some things I already know about myself that need to, I can tighten up certain things, or I can do more of certain things that are going to be supportive of my well-being. So the opposite, the partner in that scenario also has to be able to be flexible and malleable and continuing this blossoming and this blooming of an evolving lifestyle and that impetus, that direction that we
even your well-being, I'm gonna bring it back again. Your well-being is taking off your freaking sunglasses outside. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Take off your freaking sunglasses. Why the heck you have shades on your face? I don't get that. I'm not judging anyone, but I don't get it. But that's part of your well-being. You need the light. You need the sun. Take off your sunglasses.
Right. There's so many.
I see them so much with shades, and you don't see their eyes. They don't see the light, the daylight. It's like they keep themselves asleep in the dark with that shit.
Yeah.
And some sunglasses are so dark and like it's pitch black almost. Like what? You want to stay asleep? So you're taking care of yourself. Is all this is all those realization that you have to make.
Right. Right. And then there's other things that, through like what we've learned through P and a lot of things that he writes about, we're able to navigate our own life and know simple things like each being can only control themselves. You can never control another person. So you shouldn't be attached to a person has to be a certain way. Everybody has their free will. And we have to utilize that free will for ourselves to choose love, to choose evolution. You can never expect someone to do something because that's never going to work out,
in my default state, I never thought sunglasses were bad for me. I thought they were good. They were protecting me from the sunlight.
Right.
Or even the sunscreen and all that stuff. Like, it's programmed into us. And so, in a way that you come to accept the self-destruction as something, a default state. Like, you were saying sabotage. Sabotage, I think you were polite. It's more like destruction.
Right. Oh, yeah, very much.
It's crazy, man, but sabotage is good too. I like that word too. Love is for higher and divine, and it's higher and divine is within you. Well, take care of yourself first, and just that will keep you busy, probably because then comes the word responsibility after. You're gone. Love and responsibility, those two words, if you embody them like you should, you're gone. You're busy for the rest of your life. Forget about depression, about all the stuff that they tell you, that boredom and shit. Love for higher and divine and responsibility, you're gone. You're on the high. You're going to be on a high on life like freaking crazy. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
Anyway.
And those, if those feelings try to creep back in, because it's not like even going on the evolving path that you won't experience any hardship or something like that. But if you start to experience that like boredom or that depression feeling or whatever, that's a signal saying, hey, you know what to do. You know how to work on yourself. You need to put that energy. That energy is telling you, okay, go connect with nature. Go start repeating the pure principles and start to take care of yourself, because that is like a self-response to saying, okay, you need to work, you need to do the thing, come back to the center, keep it going, keep that forward movement. So anyway,
it's probably we're gonna pass the whole hour on love, I think.
I know.
But it's okay. It's so big. It's so big, and what this page here these 3 pages can save the world.
Oh my gosh.
It can save love can save the world. But real love for higher and divine. Now you take care of yourself. No more fucking junk food, no more soft drink, no more alcohol, no more cigarettes, no more nothing of the temptation they put in front of you to tempt you to go down in hell. No more. Now you're on a high on life, with life, in with life, not out and bored and like finish. I'm telling you, love can save this freaking world.
Yeah. And they make it, how does P say it? They just make it like such an intangible word, that like, yeah, they have those statements like love is the answer and stuff like that. But what does that mean?
But what is that? What do you
anybody know what that
exactly
means, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they make it this concept that's just like, so nobody really can connect that statement with what does that mean as an action? How do I do that for my body? So we're talking about eating well, eating things and taking care of yourself that's going to support life and not diminish life, and that means speaking words that are true and speaking words that are going to be like praising nature and divine, because nature and divine is part of divine's creation. So it is true, it's eternal, it's here, like you were saying, those animals, they are in one sense in a more limited body. They don't have the capabilities or the faculties to F things up so bad like we can, because we have a certain, we can speak, we can manipulate things in nature in ways that they can't. They're a little bit more limited in their capacity.
We have the supreme intelligence too.
Right. Yeah. The way, and it's definitely interesting to see how, because they are spirits too. They are beings, they have their own person, even within the limitation of the body that they're in, they have their own personalities, and they can, you can see how, they can function as individual spirits. So like, that's another thing too, if, real love means you're not going to go kill one of those beings and then put it on the grill. That's not I mean, there's there's a lot.
Depends the situation. Like if you're, like I was saying to my wife yesterday, if you're stuck in nature, in the wild, in the wilderness, good luck living on plants. You first of all gonna have to acquire knowledge on plants, because not all plants are good in the wild. So you will probably go and kill an animal and eat it. If you're stuck, you need to eat and stuff
to survive. Yeah, right.
Survive. Yeah. Like just like animal does in nature. That's common sense to me. But what is not common sense is industrial farming and all the meat galore in the supermarket, and you can access it however you want. You don't even have to kill it or nothing. Exactly. Just process the curse. It's fine. They're gonna kill it for you. You're gonna process the curse, dumbass. Like, if it's not done in the sacramental way, if I can say, or in a ways that really connect deeply with nature, and nature offers you that to feed you, like in a state that you need it. Like there's so much stuff that we can eat. First of all, we're made to eat fruit mostly. So if we're also not meant to live in always in wilderness, like I think humans are meant to live in the tropics where the temperature is normal, like good. Like here in Canada, it gets very cold in the winter, so maybe it's not so much a place where we should be. Maybe we should be more south and have coconuts and coconut water and all those good fruits available. And I'm sure the rate of mortality is a lot less in those islands that live on coconut water and stuff than freaking bacon and fucking beans and what the fuck people eat here. It's crazy, man. I don't want to start on this diet thing but it's gone completely freaking nuts. They eat freaking anything. Anyway, so yeah, love for higher and divine. Take care of yourself. But that's the thing, Frank. That's the thing. When you start taking care of yourself, you open the door of taking care of yourself. What's on the other side? It's freaking work, man. It's freaking work. Big time work. Most people are not willing to engage in this because it's too much. We're too distracted. We're okay with our distraction. And the love distraction that you give us too is quite fine for us. We're good with that. But you're only hurting yourself, and you will find out eventually the cost of your ignorance the cost of your not only ignorance in a sense that you don't know, but deliberate push aside the divine love. Deliberately
defiance. You say no, and you push it back with your hand, right?
Push it back with your hand because for you it's nothing good to explore.
Right.
Well, I got news for you. This is probably the only thing that will save the world is the love for higher and divine. And once we all realize that, because I'm here on earth, you're here on earth, we both realize love is there, it's all around, but we're misusing the word love so many times a day. And then we get lost into the fantasy that it's for another being or an animal or anything else, anything but higher and divine. So anything, love for anything but yourself. Because you come to love yourself once you take care of yourself. That's love. That's love for higher and divine. You take care of that body, that's love for higher and divine. Okay, right there.
Exactly.
You don't have to look very, very far. You don't have to be Superman and fly to the heavens to shake the hand of God. Take care of your freaking body. You have been given a vessel. Take care of it.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to myself too when I say that.
Yes.
Like I'm trying to implement it into myself too.
Right.
I'm trying to shake myself too because I still engage sometime in stuff I shouldn't, like freaking chips and stuff. So
right.
And it's hard because the temptation is so much there all around. Like here, the freaking Putin is rampant all over. And it's hard to resist French fries, but it's no good for me. So I don't want it. I don't want it. I say no often. No. Like my son wanted to order last night. Again, I said, no, I'm done. I'm done with the nonsense. I can.
Right.
So you come to that point where you also realize that good food will sustain you a lot more than junk food. And they call it fast food. Is it really fast? To me, that's another thing that they have inverted in our heads, because fast food is in nature. Is it fast to take an apple from the tree and eat it right away? That's fast food.
That's fast food.
That's fast food. The food you get, fast food in the store, it's not fast. Usually, and sometimes you will wait a long time to get your food. What that's called fast food? No.
Right.
And even they say fast because we should fast.
Yeah.
But no, we break the fast all the time. So, all these words are programmed into us so we don't come to realize the biggest thing in this world, which is love for higher and divine. Anyway, we'll do the last page, Frank. I'm sure there's more to exchange on it because there's the word truth I see here. So that's very interesting. So I'm going to truth. I love it.
I'm going to begin with the last three lines from the page before, and then we'll continue. So here we say, but it can be proven quite easily that mothers only do something for their child as they expect them to fulfill their own unfulfilled expectations and dreams. Mothers are themselves no perfect beings, and in their ignorance push their child towards devoluting ways without even knowing what they are doing. Same applies to everyone else. How can one imperfect being love another imperfect being perfectly? One can delude oneself that they do for a while, but the illusion is likely to break. Sooner or later, in all these relationships, one is not really loving, but just expecting someone to behave the way they want them to behave. This training, in fact, doesn't allow beings to even love the absolute perfectly, because they are so used to their own constructs being fulfilled by someone else. The truth is, was, and will be that only the perfect being can be loved perfectly, and only that love can lead one to perfection within. Rest is just a time pass with ever-rising stakes. Stakes are high because evil beings and demons, etc., are using this word to exploit the light beings of their soul and energy with disastrous and painful consequences for the involved.
It's crazy. Anyway, hold on. I'll do like you. I'll read the last 3 lines. Mais il peut être prouvé assez facilement que les mères font des choses pour leurs enfants seulement parce qu'elles attendent d'eux qu'ils accomplissent leurs attentes et leurs rêves inaccomplis. Les mères sont elles-mêmes des êtres imparfaits. Dans leur ignorance, poussent leur enfant à des manières non évolutives sans jamais savoir ce qu'elles font. C'est la même chose pour tout le monde. Comment est-ce qu'un être imparfait peut aimer un autre être imparfait? Really weird. But that's what people do. Comment est-ce qu'un être imparfait peut aimer un autre être imparfait? Une personne peut se leurrer qu'elle le fait pour un moment, mais l'illusion va probablement se briser tôt ou tard. Dans toutes ces relations, une personne n'est vraiment pas aimante, mais s'attend juste à ce que l'autre se comporte de la manière souhaitée. Cet entraînement, en fait, ne permet pas aux êtres d'aimer l'absolu parfaitement, car ils sont bien trop habitués à voir quelqu'un qui remplit leurs besoins habituels. La vérité sera que seulement l'être parfait peut être aimé parfaitement, et seulement cet amour peut mener à la perfection intérieure. Le reste est une perte de temps avec des enjeux de plus en plus grands. L'enjeu est grand car les êtres du mal, démons, etc., utilisent ces mots pour exploiter les êtres de lumière, de leur âme et de leur énergie, avec des conséquences désastreuses, douloureuses pour ceux impliqués. I think it's clear, no? That's why it was a bit louder, because it needs to be heard. Long time no see. Greetings, Ditish Mandas. Ditish Mandas. Ditish Mon. Truman, Ditish Mandas. Yeah, long time no see. Greetings. Always a pleasure to see the subscribers show up. Or I know some people watch it after too, like we're Moon Day early. Not everyone is on the YouTube and
right
on the screen. Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
just we do it at this time because
this is the time we have available.
Yeah, so it's convenient for us.
Yes.
So this mother thing again. I think it's clear for me that and by experience, like I told you, love for children is not unconditional. It's always conditional to the fulfillment of the expectation of the parents. And I was doing a reflection before, and I haven't finished. The less people you know, okay, the less friend you have, and even if your parents are dead, okay, I'm going to put it as it is. If your parents are gone from this world and you don't have friends and you have very minimal relationship in this world, you're most likely to wake up.
Yeah.
The more friends you have, if your parents are alive, the more people revolve around you and that you know, or people know you, or the less likely you are to wake up.
Right.
Because of peer pressure and people putting pressure on you to stay in the same state, the people around you, especially your parents, like we say in there, so they're going to keep you locked in place. So I think the fable of Jesus walking alone and stuff is really a true reflection of what we should be doing here. We shouldn't be friends with all kinds of people, and especially in the devolution, especially friends that don't help you evolve. And that's right. most. I haven't met. I think I met you, and even in real life, like shaking hands to someone in the street, awake like me and vibrant. I don't think it will ever happen. So I have to contain my joy and my excitement sometimes, because I live in a world that's freaking dead. People walking around with freaking sunglasses, overweight, and like, okay, I get it. I'm not judging. I've been there. I was 300 pounds with sunglasses. But I decided to take them off and lose weight and exercise and take care of my body.
Yeah.
Speak truth.
Mm-hmm.
No, that feels good. That's healthy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm starting to rant again. Man on the moon, show on the moon. Nice rhythm, actually. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, I'm just reading the comment. So Frank, the truth is, like he says here, and it's what I was insisting on, the demons and the bad forces in this world will use, that's what they use to control and to keep humanity out of real love. That's why it's important, love songs and pump them the word love in their head the maximum possible.
Mm-hmm.
So then after, they just go on and repeat it like parrots without knowing what they're saying about it. And then the whole humanity is thinking, oh, I love you, but they have no clue what that word signify.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. That's why when my daughter constantly tells me, I love you, daddy, I love you, daddy, I love you, sometimes I don't always answer and she gets mad. It's not. And my love is, I have affection for my children. I want them to do good. I want them to do better than me if there's something.
Of course.
But I don't want them to accomplish my dreams. I don't need them to do. I have no expectation, really. Like, I just gave them life towards my wife. We made love, and we can't resist. Sometimes we have to get together, and something happened. Now babies come out, and you have to deal with it. So, but
that's true.
Oh yeah, no. Sometimes it's unexpected. Also, you have children. It's not planned. I have never.
I feel like most people might be that way. I think
it's unexpected. It comes and you deal with it.
Yeah,
but it's a good experience. I'm not saying it's not a good experience, but I would have liked to redo the experience and really. But even if you say, "Oh, you're the most awake parent in the world," your child might not even pick it up.
There's never a guarantee,
Never a guarantee.
Don't know.
You can be the best musician in the world and play the best guitar player in the world and have a son that don't even want to play guitar.
Right.
It happens. You
never know.
Yeah, you never know. That's it. So, love. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah. This is, there's so many cool points, once again, this P-log. But yeah, we had touched on this point earlier that, let's see, what does he say? Sooner or later in all these relationships, one is not really loving, but just expecting someone to behave the way that they want them to behave. And as soon as it's not as convenient as it once was, or it's not the way that you want them to be, then where does it go? And that's why.
That's what I wanted to tell you before. People, exactly what you say. People should get a hint of that it's not real love when you're someone you are with someone for 10, 20 years, constantly saying I love you, and from one day to another you divorce. There's no love now. Where's the love? Right. You said you love me.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the love gone?
Right.
Oh no. So maybe it wasn't real love, it was conditional love. Okay, so then what is real love? Then you should go on and search for real love. Maybe some haven't had that tragedy happen to them, that someone telling them they love them for 20 years and then they leave. Like, what the heck is this? You told me for 20 years you love me, now suddenly you don't?
Yeah.
So maybe right there, we should get a hint. Like, okay, maybe, what is love? Then you should go on a quest and, go on, Frank. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. But that is something that often happens, right? That what people consider love is really just an expectation for beings to be some way. And so really, and like you were saying, it's more rare, very rare, to find people who actually want to get down to the bits and pieces of what it means to actually take care of yourself and actually love yourself. It's a very rare instance in our day and age. And so if someone actually starts doing that, then the way that other beings relate to them, whether it's your family, whether it's the spouse, whether it's friends or whatever, right? It might be from their perspective, why do you have to be like that? Why do you have to be? It's not convenient anymore that we can't eat all the same things. We can't watch all the same things. We can't listen.
Why are you so boring? You don't drink no more.
Right. Like, I don't know. Maybe you need to wake up and look at what you're doing to yourself, right? Like, it's like way funner to actually be healthy and vibing. You can eat and drink things that make you feel good and feel positive. And there's a lot of ways that we can take care of ourselves and nourish ourselves. And it helps you feel balanced and helps you feel vibrant, And so these kind of things are out there. And like P says in the end, there are evil beings, and there are beings who manipulate the truth and the reality of what things are, such as love. And they use that manipulation to trick people into a destructive lifestyle and behavior. It's like a big trap door, and it's got the word love on it, but it's not real love. And you walk onto that trap door and you fall down, and it takes you to hell, pain, torture, self-destruction, all these kind of things. And nobody wants that, so you have to start to awaken and be able to see what is what. And that's why this book and P's writings and all the things that he's sharing with us is so valuable, because it really allows us to start to have a mind for ourselves, and it gives us the more control over the input and the control dials of our life, because we can see what, actions have consequences. And so we can start making the connection between what leads to what, the math equation that is life. What you put things in, and then it does a computation, and then you have to see where that result is. Is this, and I'm just talking about food, right? If I'm going to do the science equation or the math equation of eating something that's good for me, I can observe that I feel good, I have energy, I'm not, getting some type of
bacon diarrhea, shit like that.
Right.
Let's say it how it is.
Exactly. So
them and their freaking bacon.
You have to start putting those pieces together, and that is developing your own intelligence and discernment. But the other thing that P says here, how can one imperfect being love another imperfect being perfectly? You can't. It's never going to happen. There's always going to be some disturbance, some things that comes up, and that's also why like the things that P shares about talking about the basics, creating a foundation for ourselves to be able to constantly come back to. And there's something that that if you want to actually start to get locked in on evolving yourself and doing the right thing, it's going to be the same thing that you're going to come back to every day, rest of your life. It's not something that you stop doing, actually, that taking care of yourself, working to center yourself, working to refine your speech, working to eat things and develop a relationship with the elements and the earth that is going to be harmonious and not, destructive or disturbing things. So,
are we not all looking for everlasting love? That's higher and divine.
Yes.
You want everlasting love in your life? You love forever loving Jah.
Right.
Forever loving
Jah. We'll bring it to
go ahead.
To a pop, the Steve Winwood said, "Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love."
We've been told, like there's some like we're telling you today.
Right.
So we have been told, we're told again to focus on love for higher and divine and not other imperfect beings. Like you can have a relationship with others, you can,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's that relationship would flourish even more if you both commit to evolve. So definitely,
Yeah, exactly.
you ain't cool because you're not drinking rotten grape juice, rotten juice. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. People think it's a delicacy wine, and they go pay crazy amount of money for bottles of wine and build caves with wine and like
Right.
what is that? Like,
Yeah.
why do you need like? To me, anyway, all this they can scared me with their material stuff. The thing is, that's what they use also to scare people is the material stuff.
Yeah.
But no, alcohol, it's not something we should. And that's all on this plane to keep us down. If you once you realize the love for higher and divine, you realize all this temptation that's been given to you and are not supportive. So you disengage slowly from the nonsense of Babylon, and you realize that maybe I should take care of my body. Maybe I will have more energy. Maybe I will have more clarity, less fog in my brain, and maybe one day truth will come out my mouth instead of lies.
Right.
Yeah, very possible. It did it for me, so it can do it for anybody that has the same constitution of me, 2 ears, 2 eyes, a freaking head, and a freaking brain.
Right.
We can all relate. It's not because I'm in Canada, you're in China or Brazil or whatever place you are on Earth.
Right.
You have a brain, you have eyes. You're a man or a woman on the land.
Right.
You can wake up. You can take care of yourself, and then you're gonna reach higher heights. But it's not possible to reach those higher heights of energy, of clarity, of love, until you focus on higher and divine, on forever loving Jah.
Yeah.
And all the stuff I do, I don't give myself glory. I give glory to higher and divine. It's not me. I've been waking up. I give thanks for that. I give thanks that I was chosen to do this great work. And maybe I was not. Maybe it's just a decision. Who knows? But I know that it feels a lot better than being on the side of divine love and focusing on divine love than freaking demon hate. Relationship are good. The prerequisite being evolving. The other being having the goal to evolve too. That's 11,000. This is it. Yeah, it's good. The relationship. Listen, we're social beings. We're not. The fact that I'm anti-social is because of the world I live in. But put me in a place where being with love and light in their heart, I'll be sociable.
Right.
Like, the only reason I'm anti-social is because of the world I live in. People are deeply fucked up and I can't relate. So now having a relationship is great with another being, whether man or woman, whatever thing you choose. It's not my thing to judge you. But I know relationships are good, and it's good to reflect with another being also. Like what we're doing now is freaking love. I always tell you I love you, Frank. Like,
yes, likewise.
Bottom of my heart, man. I love everyone. It's all love. But yeah, anyway, where I was going with that, it's all love. Anyway, maybe we're gonna keep it like the video is proof of that relationship. This video is proof of that relationship. Yeah, exactly. No, we have, and that's another relationship we should really, really entertain is you and your higher self, you and higher and divine within. If you find the higher self within, you will find the God that you need, the divine, the Jah, the Rastafari, the Mount Zion, all the stuff you can talk about. It's all within. Stop looking outside. It's within. So embrace the divine within. That's there. Like, well, I come from a freaking rock. No, I come from a belly of a woman that's very, very divine and very. So the body is like, look at the engine that we have, the machine, the human body, man, the man body. I don't like the human word so much no more. We're not a shadow no more. We are man and woman. Anyway, even woman, woman, man. Is there really? Anyway, that's another thing. The female, male delusion. Man, well, there's so many stuff we can extend on. Right. But Frank, do you want to add something else on love? Because we'll just keep it like I said.
Yeah, this
is gonna take the whole hour of this love thing.
Right. I mean, often we usually get through like 3 P-logs, and this P-log with 3 pages. So that's really about the amount that we normally would.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, love is a very critical point, and yeah, P explains a lot of beautiful things about it. I love you as well, Yannick, and it's so grateful to be able to, just like
and
work on
each other. It's so beautiful to tell each other we love each other from a genuine
like I want the best for you, just like I want the best for me. I want that. I want everybody's best interest, and I want people to do things. So through like operating with that as our base point, that will help us to navigate, what type of interaction we're going to have with beings. Sometimes, it's better to, sometimes love means like helping somebody do something maybe. And other times love might be, just, hey, I need to, step back from something. If it's not going to be supportive of my evolution, then, maybe actually loving myself and having love for another being means I need to separate myself from a situation.
That's what I did with many beings.
Yeah. So, and like we said, each being's only able to control their own action and their own kind of thing. And so it's going to be up. Everyone will have their own point in time in which they really lock into wanting to do what's right for themselves continuously,
And I think people want also the like me syndrome. They want to be like, so to be loved, but like I don't research any like or any stuff. I want to be loved and love Iron Divine. That's who I want to like me is Iron Divine. I want the divine, the God to like me. So I'm gonna do anything in that sense.
That's what matters.
To be loved by Iron Divine. Yeah. So the blessing come and the good stuff come out of life, and because you get what you put out. You cannot expect to receive divine love if you don't put it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like as within, so without. Is that very complicated? No, it's very easy to understand. To understand that. Anyway, that was a great talk, Frank.
And definitely the last thing I'll say is I love PT and the things that he shares with us. It is so crucial for us to, really, he's opened the door for so many of us to be able to see things in a completely new and beautiful way. So grateful for it.
And he also opens the door for lots of reflection, like what we do with his book like this. And
exactly
helps us also evolve to reflect, like to look at the right things and make sense of it, of each and every word, and that's all evolution. So definitely PT, you cannot deny that PT have divine love in his heart, because look what he produced for the world. He didn't do that for himself. He left a gift on earth for the people of the earth, the fruit from his tree. So it's up to us to eat the fruit. But definitely PT has good fruit. So I recommend PT's fruit trees to anyone that come across PT fruit trees. Take the fruit, eat it. It's good fruit, and you will evolve, and you will be healthy, definitely. And that's it. It's healthy stuff also. We're supposed to do a series with PT on health. I should get to him. Bring him back on the Truman Show.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Let's hear P again. That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll hear him. So Frank, large up once again. Daitish Mandas in the chat. This video is proof. Relationships. I read your comment. I read them all. Modern love is basically setting standard on how the other party behave according to his or her. Well, actually, it's almost like an ownership thing for the most. Yeah, that's it. As long as you fit other people's paradigm, they won't shake you too much.
Yeah.
We're out. We'll be forward again next Moon Day. There's lots of music coming out in process. You will see by here on the channel. I still have to upload 3, I think. I haven't got there, but I'll do the video thing. But it's nice outside, and I'm a bit like everywhere at the same time.
Springtime, we're planting seeds, so we're making big.
Yeah, that's it. I take care of the garden, the yard, the stuff, the biking. So
Yeah.
I do it when timing is there, but definitely more music to come. Timpani, the timpani has such a sweet voice. It's such a melodic voice. He's a groover. Definitely timpani. Great man. Large up timpani. If you listen to this, and that's it. We're gonna be forward again next Monday.
Shall return.
It was Frank and Yannick, aka Truman, aka Yannick. I come under a few names, but the name my mother gave me is Yannick, but I took Yannick and turned it into Yannick because suddenly I'm embracing a higher and divine love, so
right.
It's gonna shine out of myself.
Yes.
Boom. Large up. We're out.
See you in the next one.
Much love. It's all love.
Every time.